To First Take, just 2 days after winning the Super Bowl, Klint Kubiak was introduced as the head coach in Las Vegas. Kubiak had spent 1 year as the offensive coordinator in Seattle, where he helped Sam Darnold and the Seahawks offense rank third in points and, of course, win a Super Bowl. Here is Kubiak and what he's looking forward to as the new head coach of the Raiders.
Really excited to work with Tom, and he made the mistake of giving me his cell phone number, so he might wish he never did that, because I'm gonna be calling him a lot. What I'm excited about is that we have different offensive backgrounds, how we're gonna, how we can pull ideas from each other. But obviously he's the greatest that's ever done it. And the interview process got me excited about the opportunity to work with him. That's one of the main draws to come here, is to get to work with him, to get to work with Spy. These are great football minds and if we collaborate the way we're supposed to, then we're gonna pull the best out of each other.
I'd be excited to work with someone who has 7 rings, has covered the league the last 2 years as well. Kimberly Martin joins us now here on First Take. And K-Mark, let's look ahead to what Klint Kubiak can do here. What are the expectations for him now in Las Vegas?
So here's the thing. I feel like people are going to say, well, he should just do exactly what he did in Seattle, taking Sam Darnold, helping him develop, and then winning a Super Bowl. Unfortunately, with young quarterbacks, I think we put lofty expectations on them way ahead of schedule. Did it with Caleb Williams in Chicago his first year, Bryce Young as well. I think what you want to see from the Raiders is just whoever the quarterback is going to be, consistent, competent football.
That's it.
This is a team that has a lot of roster holes. So if you put some directive that says, oh, this team with Klint Kubiak has to be a playoff team, or they have to win 10 games right out the gate, I think you're doing a little too much. If they're going to draft Fernando Mendoza, which we all assume they will, you want to see him make that adjustment to the NFL, play within the system, take care of the football, just lead the offense. I just think we put too many high expectations on these kids and expect them to transform a franchise in year one. This is a first-time head coach. And I think it would be a disservice to do that to him.
Just be competitive. I'm with you 100%. I'm not asking to win 10 games, 9 games. Just be competitive. And maybe Kubiak can call Tom when he's in the booth doing the Fox games. Tom, what do you think? Hold on, let me call the play. I'll be right back with you in a sec.
In all seriousness, didn't it sound like he was talking about Tom like Tom's the GM? The way I look forward to
Brady
should have given me his number. Yeah. Brady will be telling him what to do.
Absolutely.
That very much is clear. So there's a lot of changes in Las Vegas. I think we got to temper expectations just a little bit.
I say.
Secondly, let me say this. I'm sorry. I said good to see you. Did I say something wrong?
No, we couldn't hear you.
We couldn't hear you. There we go.
Okay, got you. Here's the deal, y'all. First of all, what do you want to give him? A cookie? Yeah, I'm excited about working with Tom Brady. You damn right you better be excited about working with Tom Brady. There's nothing else to be excited about being a member of the Las Vegas Raiders. I mean, they are a model of ineptitude of the highest order. There's nothing to brag about with these Las Vegas Raiders other than the fact that Tom Brady is there and you're going to listen to Tom Brady. You damn right you better. Now, your daddy won a Super Bowl title as a head coach with the Denver Broncos. You come from good genes. You clearly know football, all right? And you got the #1 overall pick. You're going to get yourself a quarterback because Mendoza is that dude, okay? We get all of that, too. So it's going to be really interesting to see what happens and whether you're going to keep Max Crosby or not. That remains to be seen. Here's my thing about Klint Kubiak. And Kimberly, I'm very surprised that you didn't bring this up. The brother turns 39 years of age this week, February 17th. He turns 39. This is his 6th different team in 6 years.
Well,
offensive coordinator, Vikings, 2021. Quarterbacks coach, passing game coordinator, 2022. 49ers passing game coordinator, 2023. Saints offensive coordinator 2024. Seahawks offensive coordinator 2025. I mean, damn. That's a lot of moving parts. If it was anybody else, correct me if I'm wrong, Shay, Kimberly, Dougie. If it was anybody else, they'd be asking the question, damn, you look at them, how long you planning on being here?
No.
I mean, damn, that's a lot of mobility. With 6 different jobs in 6 years?
You know why? Because you're talking to somebody who has changed jobs quite a bit. And it's not because anything's wrong. It's just because some people are just that good, right? I don't think you should hold that against them. They're risers in the NFL.
Oh, dear.
There's just some.
You can't use yourself as a good example. You've been here for years.
You're asking.
You've been here for years.
First of all, before ESPN, I've had quite a few jobs. But you can't just say that as proof of what's going on here. Is this guy any good? Maybe he is good. That's why he keeps moving. He's not the only one that is jumped from job to job.
No. I'm not saying that he's not good. I'm saying that if I'm trying to build something, how long can I rely on you to be around? To stick around. The Raiders are a suspect situation organizationally.
Yeah.
It's not the greatest job.
But he's a head coach, though. The whole point of moving around is to get to this point. He's at that point. Now they're going to get a young quarterback.
Okay.
If Mendoza's good with Brady, he'll stay there forever.
Hello.
If Mendoza's good,
You really sure about that?
Well,
Somebody that moved that
You don't leave
much.
a great quarterback, Steve. You don't leave a guy because that's
Somebody that moves that much. I mean, I'm gonna say it again. 6 different jobs in 6 years. 6 different jobs in 6 years, and we just go gloss over that. This is the Raiders. He ain't going to the Patriots or Kraft. He ain't going to some stable kind of situation. It's the Raiders. We don't know what's going on there. Thank God Tom Brady's there. 6 different jobs in 6 years?
I don't have his resume in front of me, but this jump obviously makes sense. Going from an offensive coordinator winning a Super Bowl now to a head coach. The previous stops before that, I would have to look at his resume.
If
was
he
the
was
coach
a head
fired?
coach for 5 different teams,
Yes.
if he was a head coach, I'd have an issue.
Okay. Shay, you don't need his resume in front of you. I just read it to you. Offensive coordinator, passing game coordinator, passing game coordinator, offensive coordinator, 5 different locations in 5 years.
I'm just saying, though, if the person...
I mean, what do you need, blood test?
Maybe. I need a little more information here to dig a little bit deeper. That's what we do.
That's what we do at First Takes.
That's what I'm saying. Coming up.
West to a T, and the reason why I say that, his father, Gary Kubiak, was the backup quarterback for the Denver Broncos, backing up John Elway. That Mike Shanahan's system is something his father ran. It's something that he has entwined and add his own pieces to the puzzle as well, too. But looking at how Klint Kubiak performed as offensive coordinator last year for the Seattle Seahawks, understanding who to get involved at what times of the game. You had a number 1 in Jackson Smith and Jigba, but understanding your quarterback, Sam Darnold, to a T. They're going to have the number 1 overall pick in Fernando Mendoza. They have a tight end in Brock Bowers. They have another one in Michael Mayer. So you have 2 tight ends on your roster. You drafted a running back last year in Ashton Genty. You add more pieces to the puzzle. You have the 2nd most cap space in the National Football League. I think the most important thing for the Raiders organization to understand is that this is a full rebuild. This is not partially, hey, we're going to contend next season. You have to start completely over. And I think Tom Brady, guaranteeing that he's going to be more heavily involved in the process as well. But I right now, I can say I trust Klint Kubiak because of what he was able to do with Sam Darnold last season. And I know they were able to have a defense, and we're probably not going to see the Raiders like we've seen the New England Patriots in 2025. But it's a step in the process of trying to right the ship in the right direction for the Las Vegas Raiders.
I think the biggest question I have for Evan Cohen is, how do you feel about a guy from your Patriots team helping the Raiders when it comes to Tom Brady? Because Mark Davis, the owner, said that Klint Kubiak is reporting to the general manager and Tom Brady that they're handling the football side of things. I don't know from you, Evan Cohen, after what happened to your Patriots, not even 72 hours ago, courtesy of the Seattle Seahawks, that a former Patriot has hired a guy from that staff in Seattle and is going to help rebuild the Las Vegas Raiders as a minority owner, more than likely at maybe the expense of your New England Patriots.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Raiders have some work to do before they get to the Patriots level of Super Bowl. But, yeah, it's weird. I heard Dwayne Wade say something years ago about why he decided to get involved in Jazz governorship and ownership versus the Heat. And he said something really interesting that I feel like it will resonate, especially with Harry. He said, if I just go and work with the Heat, and this is the same for Brady, and just take over, that's just like them. It's going to be perceived as them handing me something, and they probably would. Okay. If I go somewhere else, it's my hard work, my money earned that buys into, and maybe there's some sweat equity involved, a business that is not handed to me. Okay. Now, I do wish the Patriots handed Brady part of the team. I'm not going to say that is not the way I wish it could have been going. And I do think the thing about Brady, and Julian Edelman says this about him all the time, he is a constant work in progress. He never allows himself to not get better. We saw it year over year with Fox, right?
Yeah,
so I do
absolutely.
think he's going to help. The question that I have is there are some franchises that don't lean into boring. For example, the Seattle Seahawks did an unbelievable job, world champions, of leaning into boring. Mike McDonald is not entertaining. Sam Darnold, not entertaining. Kenneth Walker is one of the least entertaining people of all time, which I think is amazing, and he wins Super Bowl MVP. But teams like the Jets, teams like the Cowboys, and teams like the Raiders always feel like it's simultaneously a show and a football operation. Can the Raiders, Harry, you've been there and done that in this league, can the Raiders lean into boring? Klint Kubiak is not overly exciting. Fernando Mendoza, sure, he could be fun and funny, but he's going to try to be even-keeled and boring. Can the Raiders accept that in order to win? Because I think that's how you win with this franchise right now.
Yes, why wouldn't they be able to accept it? Because if you're winning football games because everyone is focused on the main goal, winning football games, then that's going to draw more attention to your football team and your organization. Like it's like